Hi students, how are you? Today I will give you a very important concept of limit. This is extremely important concept and it is very beginning from the class 9-10 level when we try to find out the cosine of 0 degree angle or sine of 90 degree angle. In this case you know that when a perpendicular triangle is formed, if an angle is 0, no triangle will be formed. Actually, we measure sine of 0 degree or cos of 0 degree in the limiting case. So limit is extremely important thing. I'll tell a story to understand the concept of limit. What is that story? Suppose you are to go from one place to another place. We call it suppose place A to place D. So there is no problem in going from A to B. But a mathematician pose a problem, pose a restriction on your going from origin A to the destination D. The condition is that whenever the distance, remaining distance you travel, you halve the distance and you take a rest over there and then start reaching under the condition. So if we visualize this problem into the diagram by simple consideration of 2 points, say we have this is the point A point and suppose this is the point D. We want to go from A to D. We call it as, say this is 0 and this is 1. The total distance, suppose you consider in a scale, it is equal to 1. So when we start from A, we see that this is the total distance. We halve the distance, that is we reach the point A1 and taking rest, we start again from A1. So we see that this is now the remaining distance. So under the condition of the problem, we make another half of the distance, that is we reach at the point A2 and at A2 point the remaining distance is A to D. We halve the distance, that is we reach at the point A3 and from A3 to D remaining distance is A3D and we go for A2 and so on. Like this we go on. Now I will ask you a question that if the scenario of going is like this, can you reach the point D ever? The question is no, because between any 2 points there are infinite number of points. In this case you are approaching towards D but not exactly at the point D you can reach. Let's suppose do another thing. Suppose this is the, we call it as, this is distance traveled. So if it is equal to half, if we take this as a unit distance, we make a half distance over here, that is we reach, suppose this is one line, we reach the point over here. So this is what? Now this is actually half. What is this value? This value is equal to half plus 1 by 2 square. What is this value? This value is half plus 1 by 2 square plus 1 by 2 cube. And what is this value? This value is half plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 square plus 1 by 2 square plus 1 by 2 cube plus 1 by 2 to the power 4 and so on and so on. This means that two things are there. Your point of approach is going towards D. Mathematically we write this is AN tends to D, this position, and the value of the function, if we call it as this is D1, this is D2, this is D3, this is D4 and so on. So this value again Dn approaching towards 1. So what is the point over is there? Now as we go on increase towards D, dn will increase 1. So this is independent one, and this dn depends on your approach. So this is our x, and this is, we call it as f. So what is the concept of epsilon and delta now? This is actually whenever epsilon is greater than 0, we take any arbitrary positive quantity, small quantity, what I can do, I can make this dn minus d less than epsilon, minus 1 less than epsilon, that is this distance between this and this can be made less than epsilon, the positive quantity, by approaching towards A. Whenever an minus d can be made, say, less than delta for a delta greater than 0 depending on epsilon, and this delta depends on epsilon. What we get? We get an is approaching to d. This means that an is not equal to d for any n. So for a given variable on this axis, that is our point of approach, the distance I can make closer and closer and closer to 1. So this distance is dn minus 1 is less than epsilon, as you can see from the graph, and our point of approach is going towards the point D, that is this distance we are making as less than delta. So this is the functional dependence and concept of the epsilon and delta. I think if you remember this story and this concept, we can able to understand the epsilon delta and what is limit. Thank you very much.